Hey Alex, what's up with you, man? We've all been trying to get a hold of you. All things have been good for you. You got the bar. Where are you at? Where the hell are you?
Welcome in.
Hey. What's up, guys? My name is Alex Canoyer, and I sing in The Honest.
I'm Seth Lawrenson. I play bass, and it's sick.
I'm Jeffrey Newcomb, and I play the drums.
My name is Brennan Williams, and I play guitar in The Honest, if I can remember that.
I've been playing music for about, let's see, I started taking drum lessons when I was about 8. I'm 24 now, so it's about 16 years, just about. I mean, I've loved it for my whole life.
I've been playing for basically most of my life. I started when I was about 12. My grandpa gave me my first guitar, and I just went ham on a little classical guitar for a while. I'm trying to think the first time I started playing bass. Oh, I was in middle school, so I played it for a jazz band thing. Was the first time I ever played bass. And then I had to read sheet music for it, but I've never read sheet music that was in bass before, like bass clef, so it was a real good time.
Oh, I have been playing since I was, I think, 11 years old, I'd say. I at least was when I actively, picked up a guitar and started, playing it, constantly during the day in my garage and stuff.
I started taking lessons 6 years. Not 6 years, my bad. Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, I started playing when I was 12, and I'm 18 now. From Gabriel Bingham, who plays guitar in Brotherly Mud.
It was very important. One of my childhood movies, kind of like the movie that my parents would put on and leave me to my own devices with, was The Yellow Submarine from the Beatles. So I'd been obsessed with the Beatles forever, but for almost till I was 7, I thought the Beatles were just called the Yellow Submarine. I thought that's what the band was. I didn't actually even know it was the Beatles that I loved.
Well, yeah, so it kind of leads back into that. Just my dad always would play hella music. My mom would play hella music too, so I was always just exposed to it all the time. And then they've always been really cool and just been super down with me playing whatever, so it's cool.
It was on the radio in the car, and on the radio in the house, and on the radio, and on the radio, and radio was what it all was, and then the TV. But so it was just on all the time, and I still keep it on most of the time, until recently. I started turning, I got stuck with my sister's car stereo off or something because I blew a fuse or something, and I didn't know what to do. And it had no music, and I just had to drive silently, and it was such a reality check.
I have not grown up around here, but being here, I feel very oversaturated just because there's so many people. When I go shopping or whatever at Costco, because there's a plethora of people. So I feel like my environment there is very much because there's not a lot of people. I don't feel super influenced by my peers or just people in general. I feel like it's I live mostly around forest, so it's pretty much just peaceful, and it's not super it's definitely not as hectic as the city, but
The most fun part about playing with this group of guys in The Honest is that, I'm really good friends with everyone in the band, but I've been making music with Seth and Jeff for, probably north of 6 years now altogether, and they're two of my best friends in the whole world outside of the band, so being able to have that level of communication already kind of set in stone really helps in a band atmosphere, because professionally we can act a certain way, and we understand that there's a difference between personal and business. Which is really healthy, because there's nothing worse than brooding on something, especially in a creative environment.
Oh, just they're all just we're all such close homies, and just it's always so fun. It's a really orchestrated band, if that makes sense. All the parts and everything are they're really influenced by what everyone's doing. So it's really everything just has to be super on, which is really fun for me to just go into more of it's a really logical kind of thing, which is really fun.
it only starts from like their humbleness, like their humility from the time that they're writing each piece. Like when Alex writes his songs, it comes from a very sincere place, and when Seth writes his bass parts, he's really like, you know, focused in. That's him, that's everything for him. Like he's like making those, you know, out of his soul. And you know, and I like to, you know, like vibe my thing out too, you know, and Brendan's got this like new rock, kind of contemporary rock edge to him, but like rock and roll edge, like kind of like that everything is metal now. Like everything is a little metal now, so it's like the new rock and roll edge, and so I'm excited to see that really like unfold as we like continue as a band, you know.
Okay, so my favorite thing about playing guitar for The Honest, basically half of the music that we play was written, at least on guitar, by Seth. So most of what I'm playing, or not most of, half of about, I'm basically playing through his fingers, or trying to at least, trying to imitate his vision and sound. And it causes me to get a little bit out of my comfort zone, simply just because it's not like my like style. I feel like overall healthy, because it's I mean, basically forcing me to think outside of a box that I'm like pretty much trapped in, because I only have one brain, and I definitely don't have Seth's brain.
Cool. Anything else to say to the fans, or?
I don't know how to not come off corny. If you believe in something, hold on to that, because that's what matters.
Just be great to yourself, but be great to others though too, because if you're not great to others, then being great to yourself is a fucking bunch of bullshit.
Listen to it every day if you want.
Bless. Thank you for being cool.
But you can't, you should, but yeah.
Either stand for something or fall for anything. That's a cliche, but I'll let you sign off with that.
The whining crier was my best mistake. Through all the beer and all the wine, I'll remember the good times when you were my best mistake.
Cool, man.
Peace out.
Sweet.